Let's unpack this. Summer's here, school's out, right? And, that big shift in routine, it often brings up a really common concern for parents, educators, well, anyone involved with kids, really.
It does. It's this phenomenon researchers have been tracking for a long time. People call it the summer slide.
The summer slide,
Yeah,
right. That's the decline in academic skills that can happen during that long break from, formal school.
exactly. And it's not just a vague feeling, there's actual data. Recent reports show kids can lose a pretty significant chunk of learning. Some studies even suggest up to a month's worth over the
A
summer.
whole month, wow.
Yeah, and it can hit specific skills. Research, for instance, shows reading proficiency can drop sometimes by like 20% if kids aren't practicing regularly.
20%, that's substantial. And math skills too, right? I saw some data suggesting almost 40% of students might lose ground there over the summer?
That's right, 40% in some assessments. It really highlights that, look, downtime is crucial, absolutely,
Yeah.
but a complete stop academically, that can have, well, measurable effects.
Yeah, definitely food for thought.
It is. But here's the flip side, and this is where it gets really interesting. Summer isn't just about potential loss, it's also this like golden opportunity,
Okay.
a chance to nurture curiosity, creativity, cognitive growth in ways the structured school year maybe doesn't always allow for.
Ah, so it's learning, but maybe it looks more like play or
Mhm.
exploring things they're actually interested in,
Yeah.
tapping into different parts of the brain.
Precisely, shifting that context,
Yeah.
from you have to learn this to, hey, what are you curious about? That's incredibly powerful.
Okay, so that brings us to our mission for this deep dive.
Mhm.
We've looked at a bunch of sources, recent ones, and pulled out insights on 5 really engaging types of activities.
Yeah, and these aren't just like random time fillers. They're backed by data, designed to help keep young minds active, thriving, and importantly, to push back against that summer slide.
So we're going to explore each one, show you how they work, why they matter, based on what the research is telling us right now.
Think of them as, I don't know, dynamic pathways, keeping those brain connections firing, but in ways that are actually enjoyable and enriching.
Love it. Okay, let's dive into the first one. This feels foundational. Reading adventures.
Oh, absolutely. Reading is just fundamental for keeping minds sharp over the break. It directly counters that slide, and it's a powerhouse for building vocabulary, comprehension skills, all of it.
And the numbers really seem to back that up. I saw studies showing kids who read even just, 20 minutes a day in the summer, they tend to hold on to more of their skills.
Exactly. And what's really encouraging is reports like the Scholastic one finding that over half of kids aged 6-17 actually do read more in the summer if they get encouragement from adults.
So that encouragement is key. It's not about assigning chapters.
No, no, it's more about opening doors, like encourage them to explore different genres, fantasy, sci-fi, biographies, maybe graphic novels. Find what clicks for them.
So less required reading. And then more, what world do you want to jump into today? Maybe it's Percy Jackson and Greek myths, or grabbing a National Geographic kids book about, I don't know, sharks.
Exactly. And make it inviting. Set up a comfy reading spot. Make
Yeah.
library trips a regular thing. Libraries are amazing free books, often free summer programs too.
Yeah, don't forget the library card.
Right. And digital access is huge now too. Apps like Overdrive are seeing massive downloads. People are using these tools.
That digital piece is important. And it's not just kids reading alone, is it?
Hmm.
Sources really highlight that family involvement makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. One survey found like 68% of kids read more when their family gets involved. Reading aloud, even just chatting about the story, what do you think will happen next, that kind of thing.
It makes it shared, not a chore.
Exactly. It turns reading into this shared, enjoyable experience. And at the end of the day, consistent reading sharpens language skills, critical thinking, even empathy. It really is a cornerstone.
Okay, from the magic of stories to the magic of, well, maybe making things fizz or figuring out how they work. Let's talk STEM exploration.
Yes. STEM science, technology, engineering, math. These activities are just fantastic for sparking that natural curiosity kids have and keeping those problem-solving parts of the brain really active.
And they seem to directly tackle some of that academic loss, especially in math. Research suggests kids doing STEM over the summer retain math and science concepts better.
Yeah, that National Science Foundation report showed about 15% higher retention. It directly helps counter that 40% math skill loss figure we mentioned.
So how do you do STEM in the summer? Does it require fancy equipment?
Not at all. That's the beauty of it. Simple hands-on experiments work great. The classic baking soda volcano, still a hit.
Still works.
Totally. Or for tech, kids can start coding basic games. Platforms like Scratch are free, accessible, and millions of kids are already using them globally.
70 million users for Scratch, was it?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's huge. And there are loads of resources. Robotics kits like Lego Mindstorms are popular. Online platforms like Khan Academy have thousands of free STEM lessons.
So it scales up too.
Definitely. For, say, a 12-year-old, designing a simple robot isn't just fun. It's building real problem-solving skills, logic. Even using a stargazing app like Skyview on a clear night, that's astronomy, data, observation, all rolled into one.
It's learning by doing, seeing, creating, very hands-on.
Precisely. And these activities aren't just summer fun, they're relevant for the future, too, with STEM jobs projected to keep growing.
Good point.
Just a quick, important note, though, always supervise, especially younger kids with experiments. Safety first.
Always. Okay, safety first, and now let's shift gears a bit. From the analytical to the imaginative side, creative arts.
Ah, yes, the arts.
Yeah.
Drawing, painting, music, drama, writing, these are so important. They boost things like cognitive flexibility, self-expression, and emotional intelligence.
And there's evidence for that too.
Yeah, studies suggest kids involved in arts over the summer show measurable improvements in problem solving, even better emotional regulation, like a 10–12% bump in some studies.
That's really interesting, and it's a great screen-free option, right?
Absolutely. Considering how much screen time kids average these days, Common Sense Media found it was like 4.5 hours daily for 8–12-year-olds. Recently, finding engaging offline activities is crucial.
Definitely need that balance.
Yeah.
So what are some simple ideas?
Oh, tons. Set up a station. Craft stores actually see a big jump in sales for art supplies in early summer. Kids can create their own comic books, paint landscapes, maybe try learning an instrument with YouTube tutorials. There are millions of free lessons online now.
So many resources. How about an age-specific example?
Sure. Imagine a 9-year-old writing and maybe putting on a short play for the family. That's not just art. It's boosting storytelling skills, confidence, maybe even collaboration if siblings join in.
Nice. And are there community options?
Often, yes. Look for community art centers or programs. Sometimes there are initiatives offering free workshops, especially in the summer.
Good tip.
And beyond the skills, there's a real well-being piece here. Engaging in creative stuff has been shown to lower stress hormones like cortisol. It's holistic, good for the brain, good for the soul, you could say.
Good for the soul. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of well-being and getting out, let's move to our next area, outdoor learning.
Yes. Using nature as the classroom. Spending focused time outdoors can actually enhance memory and concentration. It's a fantastic contrast to all the indoor time during the school year.
Really? Better memory from being outside.
Yeah, a University of Illinois study found kids spending about 30 minutes outside daily in the summer retained around 18% more academic info. They linked it to improved attention spans.
Wow. That's a direct academic link.
It is, and of course it tackles another big issue, physical activity. The CDC keeps highlighting that most U.S. kids aren't getting enough exercise. Outdoor learning naturally gets them moving while they learn.
Makes sense. So what kind of activities work well?
It can be simple stuff. A nature scavenger hunt. Identify local plants, bugs, maybe use an app like iNaturalist. Millions of people contribute to that.
Okay, so tech can help outdoors too.
Definitely. Or family hikes using a field guide. Geocaching is another popular one. Turns a walk into a treasure hunt. There are like 1.5 million active caches worldwide now.
That many. Okay. What about for younger kids?
Gardening is fantastic. Even a small container garden. Getting seeds from a local nursery, which are seeing sales bumps too, teaches responsibility, basic science, life cycles, ecosystems,
Yeah, the connection to where food comes from.
Exactly. And crucially, especially with summers getting hotter, safety reminders again. Sunscreen, lots of water, be aware of the heat, non-negotiable.
Absolutely critical. So through these outdoor adventures, your child is building observation skills, maybe teamwork, physical coordination, all while their brain is engaged.
Precisely. And sometimes you need something engaging indoors, maybe on a rainy day, or just for a different kind of challenge. That brings us to brain games.
Right. Puzzles, chess, strategy games, even some video games, right?
Yeah.
Basically, mental workouts disguised as fun.
Exactly. They keep those cognitive skills sharp. Research, like from Lumosity, showed kids playing brain games for even 20 minutes daily improved things like working memory and attention. We're talking like 10–14% improvements.
And it beats summer boredom, which is a real thing. Didn't the NSLA find a lot of kids get bored pretty quickly?
Yeah, something like 60% report boredom after just a couple of weeks. So games like Sudoku, crosswords maybe on an app like the NYT Games one, which has millions of users, or chess, they offer a productive outlet. Chess.com has tens of millions playing.
And you can match the game to the kid, right?
Totally. Simple pattern games for a younger child, say 7 years old, build logic. For a teenager, maybe online chess tournaments offer a deeper challenge.
What about classic board games? Are they still relevant?
Oh, definitely. Board game sales have been rising. Games like Settlers of Catan, for example, teach complex strategy, negotiation, planning,
Hmm.
skills that go way beyond the game itself.
That's true. You have to think ahead.
Right. And an interesting tip from cognitive psychology. Switching up the types of games you play might be better than just sticking to one. Variety keeps the brain challenged and engaged.
Keeps it fresh.
Exactly. So these games, they're building logic, planning skills, problem solving, even resilience, figuring out a tough puzzle or learning from losing a game.
Okay, so we've got these 5 areas: reading, STEM, arts, outdoors, and brain games. Looking at them together, how do they really work to combat that summer slide effectively?
Well, they provide this comprehensive approach. Each one targets different but complementary skills. You get literacy from reading, analytical thinking from STEM, creativity and emotional smarts from the arts, focus and health from being outdoors, and core cognitive functions like memory from brain games.
So it's like a well-rounded mental and physical workout plan for the summer.
Kind of, yeah. And the impact is real. Edutopia highlighted how kids in structured summer programs using these kinds of activities often show no academic loss compared to that 20–30% decline sometimes seen in unstructured breaks.
That's huge. No loss versus a potential month backslide.
Exactly. And the benefits go way beyond just academics, remember. We're talking improved social skills from collaborative projects or games, better emotional health, that APA study mentioned, a 12% drop in anxiety for kids in outdoor programs, plus the physical fitness side. It's about the whole child.
Right, fostering well-rounded growth. So for you, the listener, the parent or caregiver thinking, okay, this sounds good, but how do I actually do this without making summer feel like more school?
Yeah, that's the key question. And the sources offer good practical advice. It starts with balance. Not a rigid timetable, maybe, but aiming for a mix. Like maybe 30 minutes of reading, an hour for a STEM or art activity. Try to get outside most days.
And letting the kids have a say seems crucial.
Huge. That Parent Map survey found 75% of kids stick with activities longer when they help choose them. Makes total sense.
Yeah, ownership.
Exactly, and really lean on free resources. Libraries, online platforms like Khan Academy, community centers, they often have great summer stuff that doesn't break the bank. And maybe keep it simple with tracking a reading log, photos of projects. Celebrate the effort, foster that growth mindset.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. Challenges will come up. Kids might resist, it's summer. Or maybe the weather messes up outdoor plans, or schedules are just packed.
Totally valid. That's where framing comes in. Make it sound fun. Pick things based on their interests. Small incentives can sometimes help. Maybe extra playtime for finishing a book chapter. And yeah, always have backup indoor plans, virtual museum tours via Google Arts and Culture, maybe an indoor building challenge.
Have that plan B ready.
Right. And keep safety top of mind. Supervise experiments. Stay hydrated outside. Check content ratings on games. For busy parents, batching activities can work like make Saturday morning art adventure time, or maybe enlist older siblings to help lead an activity for younger ones.
Good strategies. Let's pause for a more critical thought here. Does this focus on the summer slide sometimes risk overlooking the value of just letting kids be kids? Unstructured play, downtime, isn't that super important too?
That's a really important point, and absolutely, unstructured time is vital for creativity, independence, social skills, just recharging. The goal here isn't to eliminate that,
Okay.
but the data is pretty clear that without some kind of engaging enrichment, skills can slip. Sometimes significantly, like forgetting basic math facts. So these activities are meant to bridge that gap, keep minds active, keep skills sharp, but ideally without replicating school pressure.
So it's finding that sweet spot, enrichment, not just endless academics.
Exactly. Overscheduling is definitely something to avoid. Burnout is real. Maybe aim for, 2 or 3 hours of these focused activities a day. That leaves plenty of room for free play, hanging out, resting.
And we also need to think about equity, right? Not everyone has easy access to a safe park or afford fancy STEM kits.
A critical point. Sources mention limitations, like less green space in some urban areas. It just underscores how important accessible options are: libraries, free online resources, community programs. We need to ensure these enrichment opportunities are available for all kids.
Makes sense. And it seems like the real key, threading through all of this, is tailoring it, making it connect to what your specific child finds interesting.
Absolutely. When learning feels relevant and taps into their passions, it stops feeling like a chore. That's when engagement really happens and the benefits just flow naturally.
Okay, so let's wrap this up then. The big picture is summer break doesn't have to mean hitting pause on learning and starting the next school year playing catch up.
Not at all. It can actually be a period of really dynamic growth, exploring interests, building skills in new ways. These 5 types of activities we talked about, reading, STEM, arts, outdoors, and brain games, they offer really powerful ways to do that.
And they work together, right, to combat that slide, promote well-rounded development, backed by research showing tangible benefits, from retaining skills to boosting creativity and well-being.
Exactly. And it's catching on. The NSLA reported over 1 million kids in summer programs last year. There's a real movement towards making summer both fun and enriching.
There is. So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. Considering that essential balance between some structured enrichment and that vital need for unstructured play, rest, and just plain fun, how might you find the right mix this summer? The mix that helps your child thrive, not just academically, but in their creativity, their well-being, and, well, their simple joy.